Emir,
My sister, what's up?
my brother, what's going on?
Um,
Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
All right. Cool.
I
It's,
am so happy to have you. I'm super excited. You my brother from another mother. I've seen you
yes.
build this company up, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be your first of the week for your series. Thank you for the invitation. And I appreciate you. I really do. You were day one.
Yes,
You were
day
day one.
one, okay? So how you feeling? How's your day been going today?
It's good so far. It's kind of winding down a little bit. It's only 4 o'clock over here in LA, so the sun is still out. But yeah, I'm working as
As always.
always, as always. But yeah, it's pretty smooth day today.
That's good. That's good. So let's go
Yeah.
ahead and jump right into this. And I want to start from the very beginning because I saw the whole story paint out. And so I want to paint the picture for everybody else. Okay.
Okay.
So you graduated from college,
Mhm.
you from Philly, and something told you it's time for me to move to Los Angeles, California, all the way across the country. What made you do that?
Uh, it was a lot of factors. There was a lot of things. The primary reason was I knew that I love my city. I love Philadelphia, but I knew that what was inside of me, that gift that God put inside of me, Philadelphia wasn't able to feed that, and I needed to be in Los Angeles. And so, when I was at Delaware State University, I spent the summer out here for an internship, and I always knew, like majority of my life, I knew I wanted to be in this business since 14, and I always knew I wanted to come to LA. So I used college as an avenue to get here, did the internship, and fell in love with the city. And I'm like, I got one more year of college left. I know I want to go to LA. My whole thing was I ain't trying to come out here without a job. And the NFL Network, I had an interview. That's where I interned at. Had an interview with them, but I didn't get the job. And so it was like, okay, now what I'm going to do, because I thought that was my pipeline to get here. And I was driving Lyft right out of college. That was technically my first job out of college, was driving Lyft, and I was just tired. I was sleeping on my mom's couch in Frankfurt and Philly, and I'm like, yo, like there's so much more to me and in me. I have to just go ahead and take this leap and move to LA, and that's what I did. Warner Brothers called me a week before my plane left to come here, and they were like, "We want you to come in for an interview, and we want you to audition for this job that I applied for about a couple of weeks prior." And I was like, I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way. And they were like, all right, perfect. We wanted you to come in on this day anyway. And long story short, I had the interview, I had the audition, and they hired me on the spot. And ever since then, it's been a marathon and hustle and bustle ever since then. So, in a nutshell, that is what drove me here. Just understanding that it was based upon my environment is what's going to feed me and what I need to do in life.
So when you initially moved to LA, was your thought process, I'm gonna go out there to become an actor or producer, or what was like kind of like your goal going out to LA?
Yeah, so the long-term goal, yes, was to work in the entertainment industry as a producer and an actor. But my plan was to move out here and get a job in retail like Walmart or something easy like that. Because I'm like, I've been working since 16, so I know I can land a job within 30 days because I only had enough money to last me 30 days when I moved here. So like since day one, I was on the move, like trying to get a job within 30 days. So I'm like, I can get a job at some retail store easily. But then Warner Brothers called and offered the job. Uh, that whole idea of working somewhere in retail, that just went out the window. I was strictly focused on that Warner Brothers job because I'm like, this is where I really need to be. And so, yeah, it was like the goal was to be an actor. The goal is still be to act an actor. But God's plan for me is that was my instruction when I moved here is to go the producer route in a way that is going to take off your acting career. And so that's what I've primarily been doing.
All right, so can you tell the people what you were working on at Warner Brother and what you were doing? You know, give them a little inside peek of your first couple jobs in the industry.
Yeah. So at Warner Brothers, it was nice. I'm on a lot, but the job was so low paying. Like it, I, it is nothing but the grace of God that I was able to sustain because listen, it was paying nothing. And so I was in the tour department, and the interviewing process was about maybe like 6 hours plus the audition. And I had to audition as if I was a tour guide, although I wasn't applying for the tour guide position. And so the next level, the promotion after my role was a tour guide. And so primarily we had there's a soundstage called Stage 48 where all the tour guests come through at the end of their tour. And in that soundstage, you have like the Friends couch and you have like the Batmobile from Batman and
I
all these
remember
other,
that because I'm a
yeah,
Harry Potter fan. And
yeah, yep,
you
they
could
had
get
that
on the,
as well.
like the little broomstick and
Yep,
fly around.
uh-huh,
If I
yep.
had $50, I would have did it.
Yeah, so they had all those interaction things. So that's where I primarily was based at. And I like for the Friends couch, the guest was able to like reenact the scene from Friends, and my role was to essentially be a director. So we would have like these cue cards on the side, and I would say, read these cue cards, and then at the end we record the whole thing, and then they get to watch the playback of that particular scene. And so that's primarily what I was doing at Warner Brothers, and then I was able to tailor my resume in a way that landed me other jobs in production and which then later led me to receiving my first credit as a producer at 25.
I'm fine. Check
So
you out.
yeah, so yeah, I worked at Warner Brothers within these last 3 years, going on 4 years in September. Warner Brothers, Nickelodeon, Revolt. Uh, right now, I'm working at a platform called The Same Room, which is it's a production company and the sister platform of the Shade Room, and we discuss faith-based topics in the context of today's culture. And so that's The Same Room is a kind of like a dream come true. Like that is really my tribe of creators. We all have the same mission. We all stand for something and the content that we want to create and produce. And so, out of all the companies that I worked at, this is home. Like where I am right now is home. So, yeah.
That's a good feeling because working, the people you work with will make it or break it for you at a job. So
Yes.
to be able to be at a place and feel like it's family, you can trust the people, you can talk to them. Everybody's faith based.
Hmm.
That's amazing. That's a miracle.
Yeah,
That's
it
God
is.
right there.
It really is, especially in Hollywood, because it's ruthless. Like I've had my experiences with people who try to put me in situations where I self-sabotage myself. And yes, it is a blessing. And so I'm like, I'm staying here for a minute. I ain't going nowhere, like this is really home and it's an answered prayer really too for what I've been looking for in the city.
I have to acknowledge this comment that just popped up. Somebody said two Dell State legends.
Uh,
Oh, you're too kind.
thank you. Oh, that's Maya. What's up, sis?
Shout
How
out
you
to
doing?
Maya.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, Dell State Legends.
Yes. Oh, what a compliment.
That is very lofty too, but I
Like
receive
for
it.
real. Yes, so in case y'all don't know, me and Emir are both graduates of the illustrious Delaware State University, okay? So
Illustrious.
that's how we met. That's where our journey started, and we're still sticking through. The
Yes.
saying is true. You meet your best of friends in
In
college, and that was
college.
true for us.
Yes, that's a fact. We both support each other, uplift each other, feed each other advice, criticize each other, check each other, all that. That's what you have to do, you
Yes.
know.
I love the criticizing. That's my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of our relationship because you need that. You don't need somebody that's a yes man and just goes,
Mhm.
hey, yeah, that's cute.
Right. Right.
You don't
Yeah.
want that. Like me and Emir are very honest with each other. and we tell each other how it is. We was doing that last night. We was like, this don't
Yeah.
really look right. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love
Absolutely.
that. So make sure y'all got friends that will critique you and be a person that is able to accept critique.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
very
yeah.
important.
Yeah, you have to be open to it, and trust the source though, because, some people be out here hating. So, you can't receive criticism from everybody. You have to take it with a grain of salt, but you most definitely receive it from those people who you trust. And it's a privilege and an honor to have you in my corner because we ain't supposed to be doing this thing called life alone and by ourselves. Not at all.
Amen. So we got to you moving to LA, the mission you had for yourself. And now, let's jump forward and get to this Eartha Watch Company. So you out here acting, you out here grinding and touring and producing. How did you go from that to, I want to start my own watch company? And not just any watch company, but a luxury watch company. So tell us about that.
Yeah. Oh man, Eartha is my baby. You know. So my mom purchased me my watch when like my very first watch when I was a teenager, and ever since then I was always interested in watches. Like you would never catch me without a watch. Like I have one on, and it's mine. But you would never catch me without wearing a watch. And so I used to have this dream, like when I become like super successful in the entertainment industry, that I would have like a personal Emir collection for a high-end luxury watch brand. And when I first moved to LA and things was getting real crazy, having that low-paying job, I had this form of homelessness where I was bouncing from house to house through Airbnbs. And so I would purchase an Airbnb for a month. And then once that month is up, I got to move to somewhere else. And it was one period of time where I didn't have no Airbnb to go to for a couple of hours. And I was sitting on the curb with all of my stuff, trying to find somewhere to live. Had to be at Warner Brothers 5 hours later. And so, once I found like really some real strong stability in my housing, I'm like, I can no longer solely depend on the entertainment industry to support me financially, because that's what led me in this whole cycle of homelessness, was because I was financially insecure. And so I'm like, I need to think of some other ways, because I'm still in the very beginning and early stages of my career. I need to think of some other ways to support me financially so I can stay out here in this city. And so I started thinking about everything I was interested in, my passions, my skills. And that's when watches came to mind. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and create my own watch and build it to that same standard in a way that I wanted to represent and support my community. Because I'm like, yo, it makes no sense for me to want to partner with a watch company that doesn't even market to people who look like me and don't even support the communities of people who look like me. So let me go ahead and create my own thing. And that's what I did. And I knew I wanted this company to represent something. I knew I wanted to represent legacy. And so the name that came to mind was Eartha, which is my grandmother's name. And she's still alive. She has her Eartha watch. And that's how I came up with Eartha Watch Company. And we're connecting time to the mission, because I believe that in order to make our dreams a reality and accomplish the things that we want to accomplish in life, we have to maximize and be strategic with our time. And so that's why I came up with the slogan, connecting time to the mission, because we all out here on the mission trying to accomplish something. But if we ain't maximizing the time, then we ain't going to get none of it.
Woo! You better come on, brother Emir Horton. Come on and preach.
Listen, it's a fact. Time is limited. And I
It is.
think, one thing COVID taught a lot of us is how limited it is and how short life is. And if we're not strategizing our time and really utilizing it as the invaluable asset that we all have access to, we're going to be miserable, and life is just going to feel like it's pointless.
Yeah, that part. They in the comments like, yes, you speaking game.
Thank you.
You speaking to everybody in this chat right now. And I know when I post this later on, it's going to reach even more people. You just had a whole snippet. That was a whole sound bite right there, okay? I just want to applaud you because, it's one thing to think what if I had a watch company? I need some money. It's one thing to think it, but for so many people, they can't get past thinking. It becomes just a dream. But you said, I want to do this. I want to make money off of it. I want to do something for Black people. This is something I'm not seeing every day. Some of the proceeds I can give back to my community. And you put your plan into action. You wrote it down and made it plain, as the Bible said.
Yep.
And you made it happen. And I just have to applaud you on that because, you're a young Black man, one of the youngest doing it. I mean, how many 20-something-year-olds got a luxury watch company?
Yeah.
How many? Y'all know one?
It's not too many of us. Yes, I'm known to be the youngest in the industry, and that, it's not too many of us. Y'all know the watch industry is expected to be a $117.8 billion industry by 2025. And when you look at the majority of those companies who have market share in the industry, they're not Black, So yeah, it's an honor to have that title and that stamp of being the youngest owning a company. But it's so much bigger than that, because even when I first had the idea to partner with the company, I didn't even think to want to partner with a luxury watch company that's Black owned, because they are out there, but they're not getting the representation that those other watch companies get, and they're not getting the resources that those other companies get either. And so that's part of my mission too, is to really just be an inspiration to let people know, like, you can do anything you want to. You can enter into any arena that you want to, whether they want you there or not. And so that's my mindset every day when I'm managing this brand.
Yeah, so to anybody watching this, I just want y'all to get into your heads. It does not matter where you come from, where you grew up at, if you went to school at all. If you have something in your mind that you want to do, write it down, create a plan. God gave us Google, y'all. He gave us Google. He gave us
YouTube. That's a fact.
Come on. He gave us the government that be spying on us on the phone. So, whenever you say something, all of a sudden it just start popping up. Because I wanted to start selling some stuff on Shopify. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's tutorials and stuff is popping up. All right, now I can learn.
Yeah.
There is no excuse, y'all. I just hope that if you don't get nothing else, you get out of this interview that I can do whatever I set my mind to.
That's a fact. And we have so much access today, like take an e-course. And it's like, until my pastor said it over the weekend, she said, until you get the resource, be the resource. So that means, you have to be your publicist. I've been working as my publicist for the past years as I launched the business.
Hold on, I gotta pause you right there. Listen, when Emir says that he has been his own publicist, like, he is not lying to y'all. Like, Emir has been in so many places, has so many write-ups done, has gotten interviews. It's to the point where I thought he had someone else as his publicist. I thought the man hired somebody. Now, I talk to him every day. I could have swore on everything he had hired a publicist. This man said he been doing it himself.
Yeah, I've been doing it myself primarily. I've been having a lot of consultations with people, a lot of master classes, and really just listening, And when I first launched my business, I didn't know anything about business. I only took one intro to business class when we were at Dell State, and it was intro to business. So they didn't really teach us too much of, with the everyday life of an entrepreneur.
Just got the intro.
Yeah, just the intro. The intro felt like, based off my day-to-day now running the company, that intro to business class had to be probably like 2 or 3% of what I learned running the actual company. And so when I first launched the watch company, I thought I had to make the actual product myself. I didn't know anything about manufacturers. And so I was on YouTube up all night learning different pieces of watches and how to create a watch, thinking I had to design it myself. And so I say all that to say is, like, the access is there. You just have to do your homework and be the resource until you can hire someone to fill in those positions. But we can literally do anything we set our minds to, period. There's no excuse.
No excuse. And listen, Emir did his research and he got his manufacturer, and I got my product right here, y'all. Come on, I'm wearing an
It's
Eartha watch. You
beautiful.
see that, Eartha? You see it? Yeah. And then guess what? Boom, I got a little bracelet right here too.
Yeah, you got that on
Eartha,
the.
double Eartha, okay? It's cute. This is the woman's watch right here. I love it.
Beautiful.
It's
Thank you.
beautiful. You
Thank
know, it
you.
goes great with my dress. Yeah, y'all see that?
I love it.
Everybody in my family got an Eartha, okay?
They
Everybody.
sure do. They do. She's not lying. That's the support that we be talking about, that we was talking about earlier. It's a fact. Like every collection, I think you got every color too that
I
I
do.
have.
I got every one that he sells is in my household.
Ah, man, I appreciate it. I really do.
Yes, we gotta support each other out here. And you have on one of the men's watches, so I want you to put that up to the camera so everybody can see it.
I do. You can't get this one though because it's sold out. I got a stain on my shirt and
See,
shit.
he booked and
But
busy. It's sold out. It's sold
yeah,
out. Y'all
this
too
is
late.
sold out. This is our men's black and gold Persevere. It's sold out. It was a limited edition, so you can't get it no more because it's gone. However, I still do have the men's Persevere black. It's black on black. I still have models of that one, but the gold one that I'm wearing today, it is sold out. It's gone. It's not coming back.
Ooh, that's that. Just get it a little more close to the camera. I just want you to get it up there a little closer
All right, hold on.
so they
I'm
can
gonna
see
take it.
how beautiful it is.
I'm gonna take it off for you. So
See, there we go. Look.
there we
Ooh,
go.
look at it glistening.
Yeah, that's that sapphire glass. You know, it's scratch resistant, so you know you can't scratch it. You know, the hands, it don't tick. It's quiet. You know,
Okay.
it's stainless steel case, stainless
Listen, show
steel
the back
strap.
because I can see myself in the back of that. See? You see, I can see myself just now. Come on,
Yeah.
y'all.
Well, I have the I had the plastic still on mine because I like mine feeling like super fresh. It's something personal to me, like my own reason behind that. But yeah, the case is stainless steel, the strap is stainless steel, mesh strap, and we are preparing to drop our next collection, which will be the Eartha Vision. Will be available in 10 different colors this time. And
Ooh,
so
10?
yes.
Emir, 10 different colors?
Yes.
Give
10
me
different
3 of
colors.
them.
Yeah, this will be available in 10 different colors. I wanted this next collection really to be a variety of different colors and ranges of styles because it's been so long, you know, since the launch of the Premier watches, and people have been waiting. They have been wanting silver, and so you can see. I'll tell you, yeah, silver is one of the colors that will be coming out. Um,
Exclusive!
yes,
Exclusive!
yes, silver will be coming out. We're anticipating. I'm trying. I want our next line to go into production next month, and so they go in next month. God willing, they'll be here before the summertime.
Ooh. Can we get 2 other
Yes.
colors? So we got silver we add in. What other colors can we expect?
You will have a silver. We'll have gold. Um, we'll have rose gold again. And with the gold is going to have a gold strap with a black dial inside. We'll have a gold strap with a gold dial inside. We'll have a rose gold one with the rose gold strap and a rose gold dial, the face inside. The silver one is the silver strap with a white dial inside. I think it's silver. I have a silver with a black dial inside. That's what I can think of off the top of my mind. But
Okay,
yeah,
y'all heard it here first. It's coming. 2022 is coming.
yes.
And
So
listen,
wait.
our good friend Tamika, our other sister who's a part of our posse, she said are all 10 colors coming out at the same time.
They sure are. Yep. The Earth Vision is we're launching the entire collection at one time. So yep.
I'm blown away. I can't wait.
And I know the anticipation is going to be good because people have been waiting. Like be asking, when you drop in the next collection? But my whole thing is there's a certain standard that I want my brand to represent and that I want my brand to be. And I want to take that brand, I want to take my brand to another level. And that means upgrading the quality. And though, yes, this is great, this is amazing quality. The partnership that we're now partnering with moving forward, the quality is just exceptional. So, the wait will be, it'll be worth it. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be worth it.
I'm excited. I am really, really excited about all of this. And listen, everybody else is excited too, and they got questions. So I'm gonna go
Okay.
to the chat and see what questions we have from our audience. Let's see, which one do I want to select first? I'm gonna just go down the list.
Okay.
All right. So Dom said, "What is something you would tell your younger self?"
Something I would tell my younger self. Uh, Everything is in order. Everything is in order. When I say that, I mean like everything is happening. Everything that is happening was supposed to happen. And God is so good and so strategic that even if even if what happened wasn't a part of his plan, he would still make his end goal fit into our decision making because that's how good it is. And so that's what I would tell myself is to know that everything is in order. Everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. And you are exactly where you're supposed to be because for a long time I was feeling like, oh man, I want to work in Hollywood. I don't have no mentors. I don't have nobody to really like pour into me and help me get me to where I am. No, and knowing that I know people like cousins, blood cousins who could help me, who are successful in the business, but they weren't helping me. And so for a long time I felt like, yo, like how am I going to get to where I'm at? And the whole time I was just missing everything that was right in front of me and taking advantage of those opportunities that were given to me in that specific moment. And so, yeah, that's what I would tell myself is that, every step is ordered and you are exactly where you're supposed to be.
That was perfect advice right there. And I know that helped somebody. For
I
real.
hope so. I hope so.
Now, Dom, who is also our fellow Hornet from Delaware State, she done asked a
Oh,
few questions.
okay.
So I'm going to just go into all of them. Let's see what we got next. She said, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Phew. I've actually been thinking about that and the similar sentiment of that question because I'm trying to do a better job of living in the moment because I spent so many years thinking about the end goal that I was missing like key pivotal moments in my life and in my career. And so, where I see myself 5 to 10 years, it's still unpacking. Like for the past, I want to say 3 weeks, I've really been thinking about like what is the life that I really want, and what does it looks like to have a life that is meaningful. What does a meaningful life looks like? And so I'm still like unpacking that and discovering that right now. But I do know I want to do a better job of living in the moment because if I don't live in the moment, I would never get to where I see myself 5 to 10 years from now because I'm missing out right with the present day. Yesterday was gone, tomorrow isn't here yet. All we have to focus on was giving us right now. But I do know I want to be financially free 5 to 10 years from now. But as far as like accolades and like a huge platform and things like that, I haven't really been giving that too much thought.
Yeah, I think that's so important. And I know a very popular pastor right now, Michael Todd, he's preaching
Mm.
on here. That's
Mm.
like his sermon series right now. Focus on here. Where are you now and here? Where has God brought you to? Like, stop thinking about where you were, what happened in the past. Stop thinking so much about what's going to happen in the future, but look at how far you've came. Focus on now. What is something you can praise God for in the present? You
Right.
know, think
Yeah,
about your resources and what you have around you right here, right now, and you're
that's
gonna be
right.
good.
Hmm. Yep, I agree.
Let's see. What are our other questions? All right. You might have hit them all, but we have a question that says, any other plans and goals for your business?
Plans and goals for the business. I do actually a very big one that is forcing me to step outside of my comfort zone, like
Oh, I think I know what
tremendously.
this one is.
You, we are launching a crowdfunding campaign uh, within the next couple of days. We were supposed to actually launch it today, but some things happened with the platform. They're still reviewing, my campaign and, the proposal to host my campaign on their website. So within the next coming days, we're going to be launching a crowdfunding campaign. And my goal is to raise at least $20,000 minimum. The campaign is going to be running for 35 days, 35 days minimum, 45 days maximum. And so this is causing me to stretch out of my comfort zone in a sense, because with crowdfunding, you really have to depend on your crowd, your community to support you. And so that means you have to reach out to people and say, hey, can you donate to my campaign? Any dollar amount, whatever it is, can you donate it? Can you donate to it? If not, please share it with a couple of people who you know. So I don't like asking people for stuff. And so that's why it's, forcing me to step out of my element a little bit, but it's necessary. It's needed. Black-owned businesses, as I mentioned earlier, we're the most underfunded and under-resourced community and group of entrepreneurs. And I've been trying to grow my business by loans and grants, and we get denied. They say you're not qualified or you haven't been in business long enough. And there's just a huge racial wealth gap going on. So it's crowdfunding is so important, especially for Black entrepreneurs, because we have to call on ourselves in order to become successful. So that's the biggest goal I have right now in my pipeline is this campaign, and the funds raised will go towards the Nets collection, inventory, and marketing and advertising, and hiring some folks to join the team.
All right, y'all heard it. That's a public service announcement. Okay, Eartha Watch is having a crowdfunding campaign. We need your help. If you want more beautiful watches like this, you want that silver, we gotta help the brother out a little bit. Let's give him a little coin so he can make this beautiful work come out. All right.
Appreciate it. And I said all I need is 80 people to contribute at least $250 or more. That's it. But even if you can't contribute 250, any amount will help. But if you can contribute at least $250, you that will be so much, so much help.
Yes. Now, our good sis, Tamika, she said, who would you like to see down the line do a collection with Eartha Watch Company?
Oh, I haven't even thought about that too much. It's not in the fashion brand. It's not in the fashion industry. Um, but my vision for the brand, how like Rolex kind of takes over like golf and like equestrian and those type of
Mm-hmm.
spaces. I want Eartha to be like some kind of stamp, or when people think of Eartha, they see the entertainment industry, television and movies. And so I would love to partner maybe with like production companies or studios and networks, because one thing about Eartha is that we're not just a watch company, but we're also dipping into the event space, the live event space. And so that's where I would like to see us partnering with, is in that entertainment sector.
So, speaking of that, we have to talk about. I'm pretty sure you have like a nonprofit with Eartha Watch Company, right?
Hmm.
So we got to talk about, was it Dream to Awaken?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
we have to talk about that. So go ahead and tell the people what Dream to Awaken is and what your plans are for that.
Yeah, so Dream to Awaken is going to be a summit. And what we're doing is we're partnering with a Philadelphia high school to bring the entertainment industry to Philadelphia, specifically to that high school, for the students who, dream to work in the entertainment industry as an actor, director, writer, producer, whatever it is. We want to create a space that provides opportunities and provide exposure, because I feel like in the beginning stages of my career, that's what I was lacking, really. I was lacking the exposure piece when I was in Philly. I knew LA existed, but until I really saw it, until I really saw my dreams like right in front of my face, that's when I knew, oh yeah, like this is it. So I know how hard it is for people to get out of their comfort zone, and some people can't move across the city. And so I said, okay, well, since y'all can't see yourselves moving to LA or getting an internship in LA in the entertainment industry, let me bring the entertainment industry to y'all just to give y'all that seed of inspiration that will, empower y'all to go further into the industry. And so that's what the Dream to Awaken Summit is. It's a summit for high school students in Philadelphia.
And I absolutely love that because, when I was younger and in high school, I had different ideas of what I wanted to do, and then it all changed, and I was trying to figure out what am I going to college for? Because I
Mm,
was one of those kids where I loved acting, singing, dancing, but I knew I wanted to go to college. But in my head, I'm like, I need something to make money off of in case those three things don't work. So, like, what could I do that I love in college? But like I know I could definitely make money in. And in high school you do those little occupation tests,
yeah.
and it kept coming back acting, singing, dancing. And it's
Wow.
like I know that already, but like what
Mm,
else could I do? And if and I love 106 in Park. And I always said,
mm,
I would love to do what Terrence and Roxy do, but like it didn't come all together like, oh, journalist, host, like there's
mm,
a whole thing for that. So I had
yeah.
no idea about that whole process and that occupation and that industry. So
Yeah.
for you to go into a city and expose them to that could really change people's lives. So I'm
Yeah.
all for that, and I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to it. And
Thank you.
I will support you on that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's important because we, especially the Philadelphia school system. Like when I was home for Christmas break, I met with the principal. Well, I met with her representative because she had to get pulled into a meeting. But when I first pitched the idea to the principal, they loved it. And then when I was home for Christmas, I also met with the school district itself, and so I have their backing and support to make this thing happen. And that's the problem is like our schools are we don't have no resources. The high school actually told me that they were like, we had a film program, but we had to cut down on it and we had to double down on reading and math. And because of that, they no longer had the equipment and they no longer have the manpower for us to execute this event. And I already knew, going into this event, I knew that I would have to pull resources from other places and depend on my relationships in the industry out here to really make this thing happen because I knew that, there weren't no resources. And that's the problem. I feel like these type of things need to be introduced at an early age, because everybody is not going to go to college. And we went to college, I graduated, I spent 5 years in college. And so I'm an advocate for yes, go to college. But the reality of it is that everybody's not going to go to college. People can't afford to go to college, or they just simply don't want to go to college. So what do we do with that pool of people who still have a dream of working in whatever industry it is? It's exposing them at an early age and starting with them at high school. And so that's my mission. That's really my overall mission with this summit.
Listen, you gotta support them at this point. And the mission is clear and it's a good one. And I'm for the mission. I see the vision and I love the mission and I'm here for it.
Hey, listen, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. Now we have another question from our audience, and they want to know what is some advice that you would give to some new entrepreneurs out there?
Mm. New entrepreneurs, advice I'll give for new entrepreneurs: be authentic. I would say be authentic. Like authentic is key. Um, and it's very broad in a sense too, because I look at since I launched my watch company, I've been seeing a lot of new watch companies start up. Some of them be watching my story, but they don't follow me. I see you. I see you watching. But the key that will really help make you stand apart from those other brands is your authenticity. Stand for something and don't allow it to move you. Be authentic to who you are and believe in the thing that you're building. Because one thing about entrepreneurship, it is not for the weak, and you will have some high moments and you will have some low moments. And but the rewards of it is so great. I wouldn't trade it for anything. The freedom that comes with entrepreneurship is amazing. I make my own schedule. I make money in my sleep. I get excited. So every time when I wake up in the morning and I see new purchases coming in, I'm like, listen, that's the goal right there. Make money in your sleep. But in order to do that, you have to stand in for something. You have to be authentic, and you have to believe in the vision. And a lot of that comes with not looking at what's beside you. Stay look at to what your is, because one thing for sure, two things for certain, there's enough room for everybody. It's enough bread out here for us to get. There's so much money out here for all of us to make. And so I'm not in competition with you, although you may think you're my competition. I'm not your competition. I'm only competing with the version of Eartha that they had that was yesterday. I'm not worried about you. So be authentic to who you are, believe in your mission, and block out all the outside noise and have a work ethic. That's all.
Okay, Emir said beef with yourself because you ain't beefing with me.
Nah, not at all. Nah, it's not me. Not
Let's
me.
see. We got another question from Tamika. She said, how do you stay committed to the grind when things get tough?
Mm. That exposure piece that I touched on earlier, is that exposure. At this point, I've seen way too much. Like I have seen so many things. I have been exposed to so many things, so many opportunities. I've been exposed to so many people, and I'm like, it's only a matter of time. As far as the money, I'm by no means a millionaire, 100,000 there neither. Just to put that out there, I'm fully transparent. But I've been exposed to people, and I know people who have wealth, and so for me, it's like there's a reason as to why I was exposed to that, because that is just that is a mirror of what I am going to become soon. And I feel like I've came way too far to give up at this point, and it's tiring, it's exhausting. To be 100% with y'all, I've been going through spiritual warfare for the past 2 weeks, and I'm still showing up for y'all today, and for you today for this interview. But it's because I know that I have a purpose and I have a mission, and I've seen what that promise could be and what that promise is, as long as I just keep going. So that's how I wake up every day and do what I got to do. Is just really reflecting on, like, most likely I've already been here before, so we need to just figure it out and get me to where I need to get to, because I already saw it.
All right now. Now, this question kind of ties into some of the things that you just spoke to, and it comes
Mhm.
from our good sister Yana. Hey, what's up, girl?
Hey, fam.
And she said, how do you avoid creative burnout as the creative lead behind your brand?
Mhm. Take breaks. Take breaks. I hit rock bottom so bad about 3 weeks ago in my business. Excuse me. And I knew it was getting crazy because I started getting those stress headaches, and those stress headaches hit different. Like it was like right here on the left side of my head, it was sharp. It was for a split second, couple minutes later, and it came back. I'm like, all right, we got to stop and we have to pause. And so you can't deliver from an empty cup. You can't deliver from an empty space. You have to take time to walk away, even if that means walking away from your own business. And for me, I'm like, I'm not walking away from my business. Like this is my livelihood. But in order to, really operate and maximize at a high level and a high frequency, you have to have a peace of mind. And so, being intentional again with maximizing my time, even if that involves stepping away from the business for a week or going to go get a massage. Like I'm big on my mental health now. Like
Listen, Emir don't play with his
Nah,
massages.
no, I sure don't. I sure don't. And so like going to go, get a massage or go sitting by the water or just reading a book or go watch TV, really just surround yourself or create that environment that you need to really just decompress, because it's a lot. Especially in the beginning stages of a business where you're wearing all of these different hats, like you're the publicist, the social media manager, you're fulfilling the orders, you're shipping out the orders, you got to respond to emails, it's a lot. So, you really have to force yourself to come into this space where woosah, everything is okay. Let me just take a break because I know when I come back on the other side of this, it's about to be on 100, you know. So that's how I ease myself.
Yes, listen, breaks are extremely important, y'all. Especially, you running a business, it's 50 million things running through your mind all
Let's,
day, every day. And when you are seriously burned out, when you're having, headaches the way Mir was having and everything, you got to take a moment and chill out. You got to get your rest. Cause this grind culture, everybody want to act like
listen,
no sleep. I'm
right?
doing this.
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
grinding,
I'm
grinding,
taking
grinding.
a nap. I'm going to take a nap.
Don't let social media land y'all in the hospital.
Listen,
Okay?
seriously,
You
that's a
have to
fact.
take your rest because if you're
Hmm.
going, and you burned out, how can you deliver? How can you be at 100 and give your best if you burned out? You say
That's right.
when your cup is empty, you can't give nothing.
You can't. Nothing. You can't even give yourself.
Right.
You know.
So
You
you got to
that.
take care of yourself, take care of your mental state, take care of your body because when your body needs rest, it's going to take it, whether you
Yeah.
believe it or not.
You better
So
pay attention. You better pay attention to your body.
pay
You
attention
better pay
because
attention.
you will end up in the hospital somewhere. Some people say, I was telling my team this weekend. I was like, people say I'll sleep when I'm dead. I was like, that death may come a little early if you stop playing.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
That's a fact. It's
better go to
true.
sleep.
Like I'm going to take a nap. Like y'all get hell with all that sleep when I'm dead. I'm tired. Like I need
Listen,
to clock
Mimi Mir
out.
will be on the phone. Mimi Mir will be on the phone, and he's like, I need a nap. I'll talk to
Listen,
y'all later.
right. Shoot, coffee. And I drink coffee every day, but it gets to that point where coffee ain't going to help. I need to go take a nap. I need to lay down because it's getting crazy. Shoot, y'all can sleep when y'all dead. Y'all, whatever. Because 9 times out of 10, when y'all do start sleeping, I'm most likely up the other hours of the night because I done took a nap. So, yeah.
Right. So it's just balance. No, and another thing. Ooh, let's talk about this. Know when you operate at the best time.
Mm,
That's really important. Do you
your prime
operate best
hours.
at 9
Hmm.
a.m. or 6 a.m. or 6 p.m.?
Yep.
So that's really
Hmm.
important too. Know when your mind is sharpest and when you're at your most creative state. And
Yep.
that's how you want to kind of build things around.
Yeah, those prime hours. That's a great piece of advice right there. Yep,
And another thing I
absolutely.
want to go over with you, there's so much in business. And I just want you to tell everybody, like, what are some obstacles that you faced and what are maybe some struggles that anybody, regardless of what type of business you run, like, what are some struggles that you just might encounter and let us know how you were able to overcome them?
Uh, every day is a struggle. Every day is something. um, I think for me right now, like I've hired contractors and freelancers for like project based, but I am looking for someone to join my team on a more consistent basis. And in order to hire someone, you need money. And so the business really hasn't been it hasn't reached the level, it hasn't reached that point where I'm making enough money in sales to hire someone on a part-time basis. And so that's why I'm launching a crowdfunding campaign too, because that money is going to be working capital to go towards extending my team, because that's where that burnout was coming from 3 weeks ago when I experienced it. Because I'm like, yeah, I've come as far as I can by doing everything on my own. That's when I realized it. I'm like, okay, we need to think of something. I need to expand my team. Um, but the way that I overcome that is, again, taking those breaks and just taking a minute to decompress and working on other areas of the business that is, really bringing in the money, but not neglecting the other side of the business that's not bringing in the money. So I focus on what the successful part, but also I keep in the back of my head that we need to tend to this over here also. So like for example, one of the strengths where Eartha Watch Company is we are a favorite. Like our customers really love the brand. Canada, Ghana, the UK, all across the United States. So we are able to still make sales based off of word of mouth and our SEO and the publicity. So on that front, that's the strength. But social media, I don't like social media. Although I'm getting into brand partnerships and stuff like that. So, y'all going to see me on social media a lot more. But for my business, we post like maybe once a week, once every other week. That's the weakness side of the business. And that falls into marketing. And so when we raise these funds for the crowdfunding campaign, that's where I'm gonna be spending a lot of my time at, is hiring someone in the areas of marketing, not just on social media, but other platforms that we can be marketing to, So yeah, to answer the question, that's how I overcome it. I do what I can.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So once again, I'm
Yeah.
gonna just ask everybody to help Brother Emir out on this crowdfunding because my other job is actually work in marketing. And listen, the money that you spend on
The
ads
budgets. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It is.
It's crazy, y'all.
Yes.
Crazy. I'd be
And
like, how much? I'm like, you know what? Instead of advertising every month, we about to do 3 times this
yeah.
year because y'all wildin'.
Now, but marketing is key. That is like that's the key pillar of operating a business is
Yeah.
marketing. How are you going to get your product or your service out to the masses? You have to market it. And my whole thing is, after I just filed these taxes last week, and I saw the amount of money that was misused because I didn't know what I was doing. Just to be 100% transparent, I'm open book. There was ad dollars that was spent in places that it shouldn't have been spent at. And in a result of that, my business took a loss a little bit in the first year. And so, and again, you have to continue to learn and continue to grow. And it's the first year in business because I was talking to the tax professional, and I was like, "Ooh," and she was like, "No, it's okay. I've seen worse with entrepreneurs in their first year of business." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's my money. Like once my money start getting played with, I ain't no,
Feeling that.
not at all." So I'm like, but I know where the funds was misused at, and so now when I go to hire someone, I can say this is what I've done, where I've seen growth and potential, where I place these ad dollars. Now I need your expertise to double what I was already doing and add in your knowledge and your wisdom to really help grow this business and division. So marketing is key. It is key. And it's strategy, just like everything else.
Yeah, so now that you walked us through some of your obstacles and struggles, let us know some of your wins. What are
My
some,
wins.
yes, let us know like what were moments where you were like, oh my goodness, like this happened.
Uh, the one moment, so Eartha won its first of many awards last year, like in November, I want to say. Yes, for top fashion brand, won our award for top fashion brand. The publication is called Ultimate Gift Guides, and they are your destination for Black-owned brands who are up and coming. And so they said there were over 2,000 submissions for top fashion brand, and they only chose 12. Out of those 12, out of 2,000 submissions, Eartha Watch Company was number one. And so in their issue, thank you.
Come on, come on. Round of
And
applause in the chat.
thank you. So in their issue, it was their influence of Black creatives issue that came out in November, and they gave us a full page article of being the number one top fashion brand. So that was the first moment, and then when we got our first international sale in Canada, that's when I was like, oh yeah, like this is what I'm talking about. And then I have people in Ghana and the UK and France who love the brand. We're still waiting for them to get that purchase though. But they support the brand. They share our content on social media, and so yeah, those two things I would say I'm most proud of right now because that just shows that one, people really love and resonate with this brand, not just the brand and what we stand for, but the product itself. And two, it really shows the potential that we have that we already have and that we're reaching for. long term.
Well, there y'all have it. Ain't nothing else more to say. Listen, if you are not in love with Emir Horton and Eartha Watch Company, Dream to Awaken, this whole mission and vision, then I don't know. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Emir, go ahead and tell them how they can follow you and your company on social media and where they can buy a watch.
Well, you can buy a watch at earthawatches.com. You can go ahead and do that. You can follow me at Emir Horton. I'm primarily here on Instagram. I have a Twitter, but I rarely be on Twitter. So I'm most interactive here on Instagram. Yes, please give me a follow because I'm dipping into brand partnerships. And, you know, the more followers I have, the increase that rate can be when these brands approach me to do some ads and stuff like that. So follow me on Instagram. You can find Eartha Watch Company on Instagram, Facebook, and we have a Pinterest account and YouTube channel at Eartha Watch. And it's Eartha, Eartha Watch.
That's right. So make sure y'all go and get that. Go get your Eartha. I got one. My whole family got one. Listen, stay tuned because he got 10 different colors coming out later on this year. Make sure y'all watch out for that crowdfunding so we can support our brother Horton, okay? So y'all watch out for it. It's coming out in the next couple weeks or so.
Yes.
So we want to support him.
Days. I needed to come out in a couple days.
Y'all, well, we gonna pray on that. Everybody going prayer. You know, my team, we pray every meeting, so we gonna pray on that.
Hey, man, all right? I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for tuning in. This week, The Link Entertainment is celebrating Black businesses. So every day this week, we are highlighting a Black entrepreneur. Okay, and Emir Horton was one of many that's coming on this week. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a blast. So
yes,
y'all make sure y'all follow The Link Entertainment if you're not already. Follow us at The Link ENT. Hit up our website for the hottest stories at thelinkentertainment.com. All right, subscribe to our YouTube channel, y'all, because we need 1,000. When we hit 1,000, we can monetize, and we are at like 938 or something right now.
Yes, come on, Pressure.
Okay.
Let's get it.
So we need some more subscribers. Tell your mama, tell your cousin. Go subscribe to The Link Entertainment on YouTube. All right, so we can, you know, support a Black business because this is my business, The Link Entertainment. You know, it's Black female owned. Help me out too.
Listen, and I love your story behind The Link Entertainment. You know, we talk about that all the time.
Yes.
You know, and it's a beautiful thing. I love what you have created, and the things that you're doing. You know, and you have your stamps of acknowledgement too, and those accolades. We see you.
God has been good to me as well. God has been good.
We see you. So y'all, please, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You will get content that is like no other. There is a space for, especially if you are in the faith community, you need to be tapped in with The Link Entertainment, please, because we need more spaces and we need more businesses and their voices to be amplified. And the only way that their voices can be amplified is if you support them. And there's many ways that you can support that doesn't involve you spending $1, like subscribing to a YouTube channel. So y'all, please do. My followers who are here, please go follow The Link Entertainment and subscribe to their YouTube channel so we can get them over to 1,000 subscribers.
Come on. Thank you for the plug, Emir. Come on. It's all about support. We support each other.
Absolutely.
And everybody that's following me and The Link Entertainment, make sure y'all go hit up Emir Horton and hit up his watch company, Eartha Watch. So it's at Eartha Watch. Hit that up. Mm-hmm. And it's been lovely. I'm so happy we did this. Based on the comments, I think everybody loved the conversation.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody at the illustrious Delaware State University for tuning in because DSU was in the building, okay? DSU was here.
Yep.
And so we appreciate y'all. We even seen a couple professors drop in. Like, it's been love. It's been love, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go because I know you're a very busy man. And, you know, in the spirit of mental health and just making sure you're in a good space to perform for Eartha Watch, I'm going to go ahead and let you have your time back.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Good night. Good night, everybody.